ஹலோ ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், வணக்கம். எல்லோரும் சௌக்கியமாக இருக்கன்ற நினைக்கிறேன். இன்னைக்கு வந்து வெல்கம் டு திஸ் another எபிசோட் ஆஃப் 2023 வேர்ல்ட் கப் வித் ஜிக்கு ஆன் ஜிக்கு டைரிஸ் யூடியூப் சேனல். இது வந்து ஒரு ரொம்ப நாளாக ஒரு ஆசை, ஒரு பிரபலமான ஒரு ஸ்பெஷல் கெஸ்ட் இந்த ஷோக்கு வர போகிறாரு. அவர் யாருன்னு சொல்கிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி அவரோட ஒர்க்ஸ் என்னென்று காமிச்சனாக்கா உங்களுக்கு வந்து அவர் யாருன்னு ஒரு ஐடியா கிடச்சிருக்கும். He is very popular, very famous photographer, sports photographer, photojournalist. Not just a sports photographer, but a photojournalist across all departments, all fields. Like not just sports, but even other photos எல்லாம் எடுத்து அவர் வந்து ஃபோட்டோகிராஃபினாக்கா இஸ் சினோனிமஸ் வித் ஹிம். அவர் வந்து இப்போ வந்து நான் 2 எக்ஸாம்பிள் காமிக்கிறேன். அவரோட ஃபண்டாஸ்டிக் ஃபோட்டோஸ் என்னன்ட்டு எப்படி என்ன மாதிரி ஒரு குவாலிட்டி ஆஃப் ஃபோட்டோகிராஃபர் அவர். இந்த ஃபோட்டோ வந்து எல்லாருக்கும் மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் யூ வுட் ஹவ் சீன் இன் நிறைய பப்ளிகேஷன்ஸில். இட் ஒன் ஆஃப் தி ரேரஸ்ட் ஃபோட்டோஸ் அண்ட் ஒன் ஆஃப் தி ஐகானிக் ஃபோட்டோஸ் ஆஃப் 1992 வேர்ல்டு கப். ஆஸ்திரேலியாவில் நடந்தது, பாகிஸ்தான் வர்சஸ் சவுத் ஆஃப்ரிக்கா. ஜான்டி ரோட்ஸ் வந்து இன்சமாம் உல் ஹக்கை ரன் அவுட் பண்ணுறதுக்கு ஜஸ்ட் டைவ்ட் அண்ட் broke the stumps rather than throwing the ball at the stumps and maybe taking a chance. Adu வந்து ensure that Inzamam ul Haq was run out by running in from point and throwing these stumps. And இன்னொன்று iconic photograph வந்து taken by our guest on the show. இது வந்து Kapil Dev's world record breaking 432 wickets against Sri Lanka, 432nd wicket against Sri Lanka. It has everything on the frame. In the Kapil Dev joy, jumping in joy for the world record இது. And batsman, fielders running in to congratulate him, and that batsman the stroke அப்படியே unfinished இது அங்கே சஞ்சய் மாஞ்சருக்கர் கேட்ச் பிடிச்சு ஹஷாந்த் திலகரத்னே பேட்ஸ்மேன். ஸோ இது வந்து by now you would have known who this person behind the camera who has taken these wonderful, we can say award winning pictures, because இந்த ஃபோட்டோஸ்லாம் வந்து வெரி ரேர் அண்ட் இது வந்து வேர்ல்டு வைடு ஃபேமஸான ஃபோட்டோகிராஃப்ஸ், எஸ்பெஷலி ஜான்டி ரோட்ஸ். அதை பற்றி அவரே வந்து இப்போ பேசுவார். நவ் வி வெல்கம் வி கிருஷ்ணன், the famous photographer, photojournalist of the Hindu and Sports Star. It's an honor, privilege for me to have VVK on the show. Welcome VVK. Thank you so much for doing this.
Hi,
for
Jikku.
Jikku Diaries.
So nice to see you.
It's my honor, VVK. Yeah. It's my இது வந்து ரொம்ப நாளாக எனக்கு ஆசையாக இருந்தது உங்களோட இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு டாக் ஷோ பண்ணி to know more about photo journalism, photography, sports photography. அண்ட் உங்களை வந்து நான் நம்ம இப்போ பல வருஷமாக பழக்கப்பட்டதுனால உங்களை வந்து நேராகவே பார்த்து எப்படி நீங்கள் ஃபோட்டோலாம் எடுத்துட்டு என்ன மாதிரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் கொடுப்பேன் ஃபார் எவ்ரி சிங்கிள் மைன்யூட் டீட்டெயில்ஸ். ஸோ அதை பற்றி கொஞ்சம் சொல்லுங்கள். ஹவு அண்ட் வில் கம் டு திஸ் ஜான்டி ரோட்ஸ் ஃபோட்டோ, அது எப்படி என்ன அதோட பேக்ரவுண்ட்லாம் வில் கம் டு தட். பட் ஜெனரலி ஹவ் ஹஸ் இட் பீன்? லைஃப் cannot be much better than what you have.
Absolutely. I would, எனக்கு என்னன்னாக்கா இன்றைக்கும் ஹிந்துவில் வேலை பண்ணுறது ஆரம்பிச்சதுல என்ஐடியில் கிராஜுவேஷன் பண்ணிட்டு ஹிந்து ஜாயின் பண்ணதுலேருந்து they gave me an opportunity to go to Pakistan once for the SAF games. I came back and immediately I was sent back to Pakistan for almost for 6 weeks or something when Srikanth became the captain. Which was Sachin's debut in Karachi.
Correct.
That's about a memorable journey. I don't think I ever worked for a salary. I think Hindu actually paid for a lovely holiday for 36 years, I must say. Every day, whether it was cricket, whether it was any other assignment, whether sports or everything like that, I gave me 100% and they took care of me. I still owe a lot, and inni varalum I don't think I ever worked for a salary. I had a great time and they paid me a decent salary, very good times. I'm so happy. Now I retired after 36 years. I'm so happy and all great, awesome memories. I'm meeting people like you and so many friends and many cricketers and many fellow commentators used to be there, and fellow colleagues whom I met, whom I toured, and some amazing memories. Even ippom kartha I sleep at about 11:30, 12 o'clock. That's a habit of it. I always wake up with some memories. That's our ராத்திரி போனால் சூட்கேஸ் வரல, ஃபோட்டோ போகல, இந்த ஃபிலிம் கிடச்சிதா, மெட்ராஸ்லேயும் வரல, மெட்ராஸ்லேயும் ஃபோன் வந்துதா, இதே மாதிரி தான் இருக்குது. பட் that's about it. It will take me some time. That's how it's been about 4 months I retired. That's why. That's one thing I always, அதனால தான் இந்த வேர்ல்ட் கப்பில் எனக்கு வந்து அக்ரெடிஷன் வாங்கணும், நான் இவாளுக்கு போய் கவர் பண்ணணும், அதை போய் பார்க்கணும், இது போய் பார்க்கணும். பரவாயில்ல, ரொம்ப நாள் ஆச்சு கிரிக்கெட்டை டிவியில் பார்த்ததே கிடையாது. நிம்மதியாக உட்காந்து டிவியில் பார்க்கலாம், அங்கே போய் சப்தமும் வேணாம், ஒன்றும் வேணாம். இங்கே நன்னா எவ்வளோ வேணுமோ ஃப்ரிட்ஜிலேருந்து ஜலத்தை குடிச்சிக்கலாம், நிம்மதியாக உட்காரலாம், நன்னா உட்காந்து என்ஜாய் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன். ஐ சீரியஸ்லி லவ் இட் மேன். தட்ஸ் அபவுட்.
Yeah. ஸோ நம்ம விவிகே வந்து இப்போ ஜஸ்ட் நோ மென்ஷன் பண்ணார் அபவுட் 36 இயர்ஸ் இன் த சேம் ஆர்கனைசேஷன் இந்த ஹிந்து ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் ஸ்டார். அவரோட ஃபோட்டோஸ்லாம் வந்து they say no picture says 1,000 words. VVK's picture says more than 1,000 words. எனக்கு வந்து இன்னும் ஞாபகம் இருக்கு, growing up reading the Hindu and sports starனாக்கா விவி கிருஷ்ணன் photos, ஆர் மோகன் reports. Then later on it was VVK and Vijay Lokapalli combination on tours, especially cricket tours. அதே மாதிரி ஜி விஸ்வநாத் அண்ட் என் ஸ்ரீதரன் அவளோட ரிப்போர்ட்டர் ஃபோட்டோகிராஃபர் காம்பினேஷன் ஆன் கிரிக்கெட் டூர்ஸ். அதெல்லாம் பார்த்தனோ இட் வாஸ் ஒரு ரொம்ப ஆசையாக இருந்தது, இந்த மாதிரி ஃபோட்டோ எடுக்கலாமே நம்மளும் வந்து. இப்போ நம்ம பாக்கெட் கேமரா வச்சு நான் சுற்றின்னு இருப்பேன், ஃபோட்டோலாம் எடுப்பேன். இப்போ வந்து மொபைல் கேமராவில் எடுக்கிறேன். பட் அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு குவாலிட்டிலாம் வரதுக்கு வந்து இட்ஸ் ஸ்டில் லேர்னிங் ப்ராசஸ் from VVK. இப்போ வந்து நீங்கள் just mentioned about your trip to Pakistan, Sachin Tendulkar's first series. அப்போதைக்கும் later on when you went on to cover over so many years, என்ன difference in photography and taking cricket pictures especially?
No, earlier days one advantage you had was you wouldn't have so many photographers and you could choose an angle, you could sit wherever you want, and generally it used to be nice. You stay as close to the side screen as possible wherever. சில இடத்துல 40 மீட்டர் இருக்கும் சைட் ஸ்க்ரீன், சில இடத்துல 20 மீட்டர் இருக்கும், சில இடத்துல 12 மீட்டர் இருக்கும் சைட் ஸ்க்ரீன். ஸோ இட்ஸ் ஆல்வேஸ் a lovely angle to sit near the side screen and get a good picture of where you get a perspective. எந்த பவுலரும் வருவான், அம்பையரும் வருவான், விக்கெட் கீப்பர் வருவான், ஸ்லிப்பில் கேட்ச் எடுத்தால் ஸ்லிப்லேயும் இருப்பா, எல்லாம் இருப்பா. லெஃப்ட் those are kind of pictures. Now eventually, and those days were very tough times because black and whiteல எடுக்கணும், ஃபிலிமில் எடுக்கணும், அதை ப்ராசஸ் பண்ணி பிரிண்ட் போட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் அனுப்புகிறோம். 8 நிமிஷம் ஆகும் இப்போ அனுப்புறதுக்கு. இப்போது 1 நிமிஷத்தில் 8 படம் அனுப்பிச்சுடலாம். அப்போ 8 நிமிஷம் ஒரு படம் அனுப்புறதுக்கு ஆகும். அண்ட் தேர் இஸ் ஸோ மச் ஆஃப் ஒர்க் அண்ட் எவ்ரி திங். நவ் டெக்னாலஜி ஹஸ் சேஞ்ச் எவ்ரி திங். பட் அன்ஃபார்ச்சுனேட்லி எல்லாம் சேஞ்ச் ஆகிட்டேன்னா அவர் பொசிஷன்ஸ் ஹவ் பிகம் ரியலி far away because of so many other rules and all that. Now you are all, even if you are there 40 photographers or 80 photographers, they've been put into a kind of a small 40 square foot of space, and all of you sit in the similar angle, all of you have similar lenses. So how much can you be different?
Right.
So that's where it hurts me, and I'm not saying you can't help it. Things have changed and it's more of television, and that's about it. It's how TV cameras and everything like that. So, and when you go closer to the wicket, you can get so many more elements. Unfortunately, that's what, and I don't blame the photographer. These days, if Rohit Sharma got 100, you would hardly see a picture of him and a bowler there. You would hardly see a picture of him with a keeper on, unless he's playing the spinners. But things have changed. I don't blame them, or somehow I don't like it. That's what you would see. My old pictures, I always have like sit in a proper angle, try and get as many opponents as possible along with the batsman, or even if there is a bowler, get the batsman along. If a bowler gets a wicket, try and have the batsman in there, the bails flying. So unfortunately now we moved far away from the side screen, and the pictures are basically, they look like Rohit Sharma yesterday got 100 in Delhi. You look at today's newspapers, it's got Rohit Sharma lovely action pictures, but he could be playing in Melbourne, he could be playing in CCI, he could be playing no more cricket at CCI, he could be playing at Wankhede, or he could be playing in Ahmedabad, he could be playing in Wellington or Cape Town. They all look the same. He's wearing a similar kind of a shirt. It makes, for me, it looks like stock pictures. That's about it.
Okay. So இப்போ வந்து VVK வந்து has traveled the world over. He has covered so many one-day series, World Cups, Test Toursல வந்து இப்போ போனாக்கா it's each tripல வந்து he has got some great stories to say, and he is not just a photographer, not just இது, but he is also அந்த வேலைலாம் முடிஞ்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் on tours especially, he is one of the great cooks, and even the Indian cricket players go in search of VVK and have homely food. அந்த எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ்லாம் பற்றி சொல்லுங்களேன். இப்போ பிகாஸ் இப்போ வந்து we rarely see the player journalist interaction. அந்த காலத்தில் வந்து it must have been great fun.
Yeah. I still remember, not many people, or whatever it is. I have had a great opportunity of cooking a meal, because me being a vegetarian myself, in West Indies, I used to even at a 5-star hotel, I used to carry a small cooker and I used to make my own kind of a rasam பண்ணிட்டு சாவல் பண்ணிட்டு ரசம் பண்ணி வச்சுருவேன். அதுக்கப்புறம் I used to leave it in the wash basin, with the warm water running or hot water running. It used to stay warm and I used to cook my rice, and me and Mohan or me and Lokpalli or me and GV, we used to always have curd rice வாங்கிடுறோம். அதனோட பிரச்சனை அதே மாதிரி similarly when we used to stay at service department or something, there were so many times cricketers used to jump onto me and I used to tell them, नहीं यार 2 जने आ रहे हैं, 2 பேர் வரா, இன்னைக்கு அவ்வளோதான். 2 cricketers and me and my colleague, there were 4 people I could manage, but service apartment I could manage about 6 or 8 people or something like that. And Vijay or Armon or anybody would be helping me cleaning the vessels and everything like that. They were amazing colleagues, including G. Vishwanath and everything like that. They all, see, 2 நாள் pizza சாப்பிடலாம், 2 நாள் வெளில போய் சாப்பிடலாம். After all that, no, you would need a nice South Indian meal or something. So I used to carry my avakai from home. I still remember I was in Hobart at about 10:30 at night. No, Vijay Lokpalli gives me a call. Vivi, Sehwag, Zahir Khan, Nehra,
wow,
a few people want to have rajma rice. I said, yeah, it's already 10:30 and they got a game tomorrow and we start cooking now. We will finish at about midnight and that's it. Sehwag just said, come over. That's it. You won't believe it. In no time, the way Ashish Nehra cut the onions, he was like a professional cook.
oh wow,
அவ்வளோ நான் சோலை போட்டுற ஆள் பட்டாமல் டக் 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 வெட்டி ஒரு 10 நிமிஷத்தில் அவன் எல்லாத்தையும் வெட்டி கொடுத்துட்டோம். நான் டப்டாக பாயில் பண்ணோம். அவ்வளோதான். கிட்னி பீன்ஸ், யூ கெட் சால்டட் கிட்னி பீன்ஸ், அதில் போட்டு மசாலா போட்டு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கிளாஸ். And we finished dinner at about 12:30 or 1 o'clock or something like that.
Oh, super.
William West from AFP, he was the photographer who was with me sitting at the Pizza Hut. We actually wanted to order pizza and we were waiting when Lokpalli, Vijay called up.
Okay.
So we went in there, we cooked. Zahir Khan was there, Ashish Nehra, Sehwag, and somebody else was there. I'm sorry, I can't recollect the name. There were 4 cricketers who came. We had a great meal. And next day, I think Sehwag got some 89 runs or something like that. He told me, yaar, rajma khane se dekh kitna farak padta hai.
Definitely, yes.
It made such a difference.
And it's interesting to hear that the players, they just not come alone only to eat, but also help you in preparing those dishes. Like you said, Nehra cutting the onions, and I'm sure the others also are helping. Okay, இப்போ எந்தெந்த டூர்ஸில் you have faced challenges and each tour must have been challenging in its own way, இல்லையா? இப்போ நீங்கள் வெஸ்ட் இண்டீஸில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னாக்கா the time difference is so much that you can only file not even the lunch picture, but maybe the first session photo தான் அனுப்பி நீங்கள் அங்கிருந்து அனுப்புறதுக்கு. whereas Australia and New Zealand had you had the entire day to send your pictures. So எப்படி என்ன மாதிரி challenges and how did you overcome them?
No, it was a battle always. That's about. So I was always, whenever we go against time, in the sense match ஆரம்பிக்கிற time, like if you are in West Indies, ஜமைக்கால இருந்தோம்னா 8:30 மணிக்கு தான் அந்த ராத்திரி நம்ம டைம் தான் ஆரம்பிக்கும். 8:30 மணிக்கு மேட்ச் ஆரம்பிக்கும். And I had a first edition deadline was 9:30 in the morning. 9:30 my morning. My morningல 8:30க்கு ஆரம்பிச்சுனா 9:30. இங்கேனா 8:30னா 9:30 is to my deadline. So first 1 hour, it was so vital, I used to actually pray, sadly, I used to actually pray, எவனா ஒருத்தன் அவுட் ஆனால் நமக்கு நல்ல படம் கிடச்சிடும், டக்குன்னு நான் ஃபஸ்ட் எடிஷனுக்கு அனுப்பிச்சிடுவேன். that's about. And that unfortunately, I still remember an incident, poor thing, Jamaica test match, I think VVS Lakshman was playing 69 not out or something like that, and I sent a action picture of him from the previous day, but the first thing is, I think 4th over or 6th over, he got bowled by Franklin Rose, stumps flying and everything. And that was a great picture, so I sent it off. It was such a shame that Hindu used a picture of Lakshman, though he was the highest scorer in the first inning. I think he was the top scorer with 69 or 81 not out or 81 out or something like that. Franklin bowled, stumps are flying, he is looking behind and all that. But these were some of them, like that entire tour. I think Shiv Sundar Das was the opener. That's about it. I used to literally, first innings, I used to pray, hey, ஒரு மணி நேரத்தில் எவனா அவுட் ஆனாக்கா நமக்கு ஒரு படம் அடிச்சிடும் கிடைக்காது. Because the communication was so difficult. You had to send pictures. You used to take 8 to 10 minutes sending one picture back to Chennai and all that, but that's it. But still, despite all of it, I had a very, very healthy relationship with all the cricketers. I respected them. We have some great memories to go back. That's about it.
உங்களோட so many photos, can you talk about இது especially in the Jaunty Rhodes picture has a story of its own, இல்லையா? And how did it happen? And even I've heard stories of Jaunty himself wanting a copy of this particular photo because you were the only one to have this photo taken.
Yeah, because the rest of the photographers, they were sitting square on. So basically, they got the sole of Jaunty Rhodes shoes, that's about it. Then you have one TV grab picture, which is a lovely color, that's about it. Here, the next day, I think we had an India-England game in Sydney.
Okay.
So obviously, I didn't have, I checked my batteries, my camera batteries were dying, and a dull day, and we didn't have much of an interest. Pakistan versus South Africa, we didn't have much of an interest to the game. So I wish I had changed my batteries. This picture would have been at least about 300 times better than what it is.
Oh, wow.
Unfortunately, because my batteries were running low, and my camera, which could shoot 5.5 frames per second, because of weak batteries, was shooting about 2.5 frames per second. It was so silly. I wish I had, though I had batteries in my camera bag, I kept it for the India game, which was next day. That's it. But this photo has a story in the sense, this photo is from my elevation. Look, generally photographers sit at there, but this was a long tour. 1992, we went 91, 92. We went for 6 months. We were in Australia. 5 months and 24 days. We were in Australia. So, modal day we had a 3-day game in Brisbane. அப்போ அங்கே ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டே நான் உட்காந்து ஐ வாஸ் டூயிங் அ ரெக்கி இந்த இடம் சரியில்லையா, நம்ம கொஞ்சம் எலிவேஷன் கிடத்தா இன்னும் பெட்டராக இருக்குமேனுட்டு. தென் ஐ லுக்ட் அட் திஸ், there was a lady who was sitting at that Gaba, what is it called, Wollongong Press Club or some Wollongong Club or something like that. They were basically a racetrack. There used to be a on the, I don't know what racing it's called, நாயெல்லாம் ஓடும் அதில், அதுக்கு ரேசிங் இருக்கும், அது ராத்திரி தான் நடக்கும், அந்த ட்ராக் இருக்கும், அதுக்கப்புறம் this club, nice elevation. So I just looked at her, and after 2 days looking at her, and all that, at tea time she came and greeted me. Are you from India? I said, oh yeah. Ma'am, I need a request. I said, during the test match, would you mind if I come and sit in that corner if possible? Yeah, I'm that. She was part of the club or something like that. She said, yeah, I manage everything. You're most welcome to come and sit there. And because of her, I was sitting at that angle. That was my last day in Brisbane was that day. And that's it. That's exactly, this is exactly, you don't need a caption for it.
Yeah.
Here you can see Inzamam Talaya took into car. He's so irritated that Inzamam ran. That's why Imran, look at his expression. He's just so sick of that. Imran is so sick of Inzamam. Why did he run out? He can't reach the crease. And then you have Jaunty in there. There is another South African fielder. I think it's Andrew Hudson or somebody. I'm not too sure. It's too far, a little out of focus. But you don't need a caption for this story. It says everything. That's about it. That's exactly, when we went to South Africa, that's exactly there. Is it a plane or a bird? That was the story tagline. They had it for the entire photo. Excellent. And when we came back, and then immediately, I think less than 2 months, we went off to South Africa for that friendship tour. And there I could see, Adidas had bought that photo, and everywhere and anywhere you go to South Africa, when it came to cricket, it was Jaunty, and Jaunty Rhodes was a legend, as a great dear friend of mine. He wanted many copies of it and everything. These are some cherished memories I have.
And it's not just action pictures, but also you look at the portraits of players, and you take them to some remote areas where you get excellent photographs, and also you look at the light and the surroundings and all that. Anmadri edada something that you can immediately recall in the player India the couldn't pay with special requests, and how did the players react to your request? Say for example, you can say Anil Kumble, let's go to, we are in Delhi, so where he took all the 10 wickets in an innings. Pakathala the Kotla ruins.
He wanted to come along with me, and we wanted to do it. I think it's overdue. I'm sure he wouldn't, next time he is in Delhi or something like that, we should try and do it. He was keen on doing it. It'll probably one day will come. I'll probably go with Anil and probably do it. That's about it. He's again a genuine, lovely, good friend. Then I must say, that I still remember having a request from Rahul Dravid. We were in Georgetown, Guyana, where he was staying in a hotel. I'm not too sure. I don't remember the hotel's room, hotel's place or something like that. I requested him, and that's where he came. Demerara River. And Demerara River, you have got dikes in there. So, they have kind of, the rocks, triangle, they have it, which is called the wall. That's exactly where Vijay and me, we went together. We requested Rahul Dravid to come there, and we made him sit there, and Sports Star had a cover picture of him there. That's where we actually formed the cover said, no, the wall.
Okay.
That's how we coined the word
wall.
called wall for
Okay.
Rahul Dravid.
Oh, wow.
That's about it.
Okay, so how different is covering other sports from cricket? இப்போ வந்து கிரிக்கெட்னாக்கா long distance away from the thing, but சில ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் வந்து you are much closer to the action. So என்ன difference, you know, like for example tennis, Davis Cup we have covered and other
It all depends.
multidiscipline events.
It all depends on how. Now everywhere you need a longer lens because you've been kept away from the players because
Okay.
you've been having some incidents. No, people have been stabbed.
Right.
People have had this, that, and everything like that. I don't blame them, the authorities also because because crowd behavior or things, whatever incidents happen somewhere because something happened in England. You actually don't allow us here, and
Right.
it happens. That's why it's happened in tennis. It's happened in every sport. That's about it. You got now. You basically work out of longer lenses and everything like that. I don't blame the admins or something like that. But in fact, with a telefocus, best thing to be a good sports photographer, you need to understand every sport. No, whether you cover athletics, 110-meter hurdle, na, where exactly will you get the best picture?
Okay.
Finish is not 110-meter hurdle. Finish is not a photo.
Okay.
Finish is not a photo. 110-meter hurdle is a hurdle photo. So obviously, where do you do it? Generally, the final hurdle you might have one player.
Okay.
Adik minadi hurdle you might have two players who are the two winners.
The top.
So I would prefer a third hurdle before the finish or the fourth hurdle before the finish. Probably fourth I might get a group.
Right.
It's always nice. There's no point now getting one person jumping a hurdle, the winner. That's about which could be the final hurdle.
Correct.
Makes no photo for me. I would prefer having at least three people or at least two people. I would prefer four people actually. So that you say so and so came fourth, third timing. It says a story instead of one person just finishing it. That way, same way 800 meters. அந்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ரவுண்ட் போறா இல்லையா அதில் படம் ஒன்றும் கிடைக்காது because they are traveling though, that's it. Whereas when அந்த செகண்டில் when they group in, it makes a nice picture. குரூப்போட ஃபோட்டோ எடுத்தால் அது நல்லா இருக்கும். 100 மீட்டர் ஃபைனல் யூ கேன் ஆல்வேஸ் சே தட் அட்லீஸ்ட் அந்த நடுவு லைனில் 3-4 வருவானாக்கா நடுவு லைனில் ஒரு 3 பேர் வருவான் 4 பேர் தேர் ஆல்சோ எழுத்தாப்பில் எடுக்கிறதுக்கு பதிலாக ஐ வுட் ப்ரிஃபர் அ சைடு ஆங்கிள் ஸோ தட் யூ கேன் அந்த ஃபினிஷ் மாதிரி கிடைக்கும், கொஞ்சம் லேன் கிடைக்கும். தட்ஸ் அபவுட் இட்.
And now talking about his photography, ஒரு photo I will never ever forget. Hinduல வந்து I think it's a Deodhar Trophy or a Duleep Trophy match. Rohan Gavaskar was run out. அதில் வந்து there was this thing about Rohan Gavaskar வந்து he was just about not making the crease and his photo captured saying that he was proved that he was run out. But அதில் வந்து the players எல்லாம் அந்த மாதிரி I remember that photo very well because only his photo had that thing where he was he didn't make the crease and he was run out. Yeah, so அதில் வந்து அது ஒரு photo. And okay, among the photos that you have taken, உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்ச ஒரு best photo நீங்கள் எடுத்தது which gave you a lot of satisfaction and அந்த மாதிரி any not necessary sport, cricket, non-cricket, which is your best photo? And so you have taken so much that it is difficult to point out one, or top 3 that you loved.
Top 3 na, even I've covered many general elections. I've covered so many, right from characters like Lalu Prasad Yadav to Abdul Kalam ji or anybody, so they are all Nelson Mandela. All of them are great characters, including Obama or Trump or Bush or anybody. That's what I love about staying in Delhi is because you get not only an opportunity to travel just for sport or something. When you come back in here, you got about 15 days, 20 days you are in Delhi, you still have something else to do than actually following sport or doing exactly cricket. Flood varum, that's about it. Otherwise, when it comes to Chennai, you got 2 cyclones a year and you got a great music festival, that's about it. I love shooting pictures of music artist and vocalist or anybody. That's how I love shooting artist pictures. I love shooting any kind of forms of dance and everything. I love any kind of photography, that's it. But when it comes to my good pictures, then I do rate one again, a fabulous picture again thanks to Melissa Clark. I remember this happened in Bulavayo when you had Chandrapal actually getting hit wicket to, I don't remember the bowler's name, but you got a keeper in there, you got 2 bails in air. Chandrapal has a bat which is in air, and you got a ball in there. That's about it. And that match was in Bulavayo and it was covered by 29 cameras. and that's a 21 television camera. Not one of them had exactly this. But again, that goes to I was at an obtuse, funny angle. Thanks to a good friend of mine, no, Melissa Clark. I went and sat next to her, and I was doing pictures there. That's it. That's it. I remember it's a fabulous photo. I wish I could show it to you.
Okay.
But you can always search on the net and take a look at it. ரொம்ப நல்லா ரொம்ப திருப்தியாக இருந்தது. I quite like that photo.
Okay. விவிகேயோட ஃபோட்டோ ஸ்பெஷாலிட்டி என்னன்னாக்கா he was just I think well ahead of the times. இப்போ வந்து we have only heard of for foreign photographers operating ரிமோட்லினாக்கா இவர் வந்து ஒரு பவர் பொசிஷனில் வச்சுட்டு ஃபோட்டோ எடுத்துட்டு இருப்பார், கையில் கேமரா வச்சுட்டு அதே இடத்துலையே அதே சைமல்டேனியஸ்லி வேறு மற்ற ஆங்கிள்ஸ்லாம் இப்போ ஃபோட்டோ வச்சு ஜஸ்ட் இட்ஸ் லைக் ஆப்ரேட்டிங் ஆன் ரிமோட் கண்ட்ரோல். அது எப்படி ஹவு டஸ் இட் ஒர்க் விவிகே?
No, first time I bought, actually I saw somebody using it in England, was Patrick Igor was using it, and by that time it was very expensive. So then I think Patrick had bought a new system, and I asked him, where can I buy this or something? Then he said, Vivi, I have a system, would you mind using it? It's a little kind of an old system, but you need to use it with the foot switch and all that. Fair enough, I bought it from him, and then first time I used it in Sharjah. மேலே டிவி கேமரா எங்கே இருக்குமோ அந்த இடத்துல போட்டுட்டு கீழே I used to have my usual camera, and then I used to have a guitarலலாம் வச்சுப்பால அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஃபுட் ஸ்விட்ச். இதை அமைக்கினாக்கா இந்த காலால் அமைக்கினாக்கா அந்த அதுவும் ஃபோட்டோ எடுக்கும். அந்த மாதிரி வச்சுட்டு இருந்தேன். தென் இன்க்ளூடிங் ஆக்சுவலி தட் கபில் தேவ் that record picture, I had 3 cameras, one was this actually shot with a remote also.
Oh wow.
That's about. Of course I shot something with my finger also. Here this is a complete picture. You got Nayan Mongia there,
aerial angle avum theriyadhu.
The guy who took the catch, that's Sanjay Mandrika. He's got a ball in his hand, Kapil in air. It conveys the whole story. These are the kind of pictures I like it. But அதனால தான் இப்போலாம் I don't like going to the ground or shooting cricket pictures or something like that. They all look like stock pictures, man, mind you. I got nothing against the system, but unfortunately, everything is television. They have their priorities. I wish, and if you give permission to one guy, obviously you can't give it to one person. Right. So you have at least about 40-50 photographers. I don't blame the organizers. But that's how it is. It's all getting culled and killed. That's about it.
Okay. So, இப்போ வந்து any advice you would give to the upcoming photographers and on the ungalோட photography, can somebody learn photography just by looking at top photos?
Yeah, obviously. Why not? நானே அந்த மாதிரி தான் கற்றுனேன். நானே நிறைய ஃபோட்டோகிராஃபர்ஸ் எல்லாம் பேட்ரிக் கேட்குற போனால் அவர் எப்படி வேலை பண்ணுறா எல்லாம் பண்ணுவேன். எப்படி எதான அப்பப்போ அவர் ஃப்ரீயாக இருக்கச்சு எல்லாம் கேள்வி கேட்பேன். வேலை பண்ணுறச்சு எல்லாம் பேசக்கூடாது அவெல்லாம். That's the same thing with me also. I don't like to be disturbed when I'm working. நான் என்ன பண்ணுவாரெல்லாம் அவர் தான் சொல்லுவார். He used to always say, first, Vivi, when you go and sit in a place, whether you're covering cricket or whether you're covering any photography, let it be any pictures, even a portrait of Jiku if I want to do it, or a portrait of Obama, or anywhere you go to a press conference, பின்னாடி ஒரு கம்பு இருக்குது, பின்னாடி ஒரு தான் இருக்குது, ஏதோ ஒரு ஃபோட்டோ இருக்குது பின்னாடி, even if there is like this photo is there, I don't want to be, my photo should not be here, that's about it. No, I'm blocking it. Right. Might I will keep a space in there so that somebody can see it instead of it blocking me, cutting towards my head or something coming up there. Same goes with cricket. பின்னாடி ஒரு போல் இருக்கும், எதான் இருக்கும், நம்ம கொஞ்சம் நகர்ந்து உட்காண்டா அந்த போல் வரவே வராது. There is no point you get a good action picture. ஐயோ இந்த போல் வந்துடுது, இதுதான் வீணாக போயிடுதுன்னா போல் முதலே இருந்தது, நம்ம உட்காண்ட இடம் தப்பு.
Okay, correct.
So you always study the background and that's it. And anything, I always feel, any sport or let it be anything, let it be even covering a wedding, you should know all the rituals, you should understand the sport. இப்போ golf cover பண்ணுறது, இட்ஸ் கோல்ஃப். நோபடி இப்போல்லாம் கோல்ஃப்னாக்கா நிறைய டிவியில் வருது, நிறைய படிக்கலாம், நிறைய மேகசின் வருது. அது எங்கள் காலத்தில் 87 and all, 85 and all, in India there was hardly anything called golf. You just go to a golf course, you come to know at 16 hole, 14th hole, என்ன ஆறுது. Now you know exactly what is golf. It's so much easier to understand. Of course, after covering golf for so many years, now I know exactly where to get the pictures. எங்கே இது birdina என்ன, இதுனா over, under, it's all. So I still feel, everybody should understand the sport or any subject, what you want to do photography of it, even if it's portraiture or something like light, understand light composition, that's very important. But when it comes to sports is all about anticipation. Sports is all about, you need to be prepared a few seconds before you should be prepared to press your trigger well. That's about it. There's no point shooting every ball. If you shoot every ball, you might as well have a monkey there.
Right.
You don't need VV Krishna, no? Might as well keep a monkey there. Every ball has to be shot, photographed, then why keep a monkey there? Because it doesn't cost you much. I always have this, no? I still have intuition, anticipation, wait for it. You should anticipate. And if you played the sport, you should understand the sport. When a spinner is bowling, this is what it is. When to move square on, where to move square on, if they allow you to square on. That's about it. It was a huge struggle and you learn it. That's why. It's all practice. Apply your mind and never do your mistake again. Never repeat your mistake again.
Right. இப்போ வந்து like he has gone on to so many tours, partnered with say the great R. Mohan or Vijay Lokapalli. How important it is to have a good relationship with the reporter so that your photograph goes with the report?
Absolutely.
Or
Absolutely.
is it the other way that you have a photograph and the reporter has a stories to say about it?
I must say it was 50-50 or probably 60-40. No? Generally, if you have a good picture, there is nothing wrong in telling your reporter or reporter along, no? Hey, I have this picture, can you do a story on this? Can you work on this? It works out.
Okay.
And there are times when they have a clarity of thought and there's nothing wrong because it's all sheer teamwork. There's no point, no? Mohan or Lokpalli or Vishwanath does a story on Tendulkar and you have a picture of Azhar.
Right.
Makes no sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
So now generally previous night breakfast we would plan. Hey, what do you plan to do or how do you plan to do a story or something? They were gracious enough to say, hey Vivi, I plan to write on this. அதுக்காக அதை மட்டும் படம் எடுக்க மாட்டேன், பாக்கி படம் எடுத்ததுக்கப்புறம் இதையும் எடுத்துப்பேன், அவ்வளோதான். There are some other pictures and you go in there. At the net, somebody gets injured. You can't say, no, you only told me to do a picture of Azhar or Tendulkar or something like that, or probably Kumble or something like that. I don't have the picture, no, somebody got injured or something like that.
Right.
So, cover that also. This aspect, you have a clarity. Okay, he is doing, it makes your job easier and then you can concentrate on other pictures. The moment you get this, which has to go with the report, then you have a free mind to do what you want.
Right.
But instead of, goose chase, you keep doing all day of photography and you come back to the room and he says, no, I'm doing a picture, wicket பத்தி எழுதுறேன், எனக்கு முதல்ல சொன்னாக்கா I can do a picture of the wicket, no, our inspection, wicket inspect பண்ற மாதிரி or something like that, or whatever it could be. It helps for sure. And I think these we used to share a lot of good kind of it used to be a teamwork. It used to be teamwork, seriously teamwork.
No, VVK just mentioned about in the injury. So we all know about Anil Kumble and his broken jaw in the Antigua Test match of 2002, and VVK was also there on the tour, and there is some story towards that. Anything that can be shared from that Test match and Kumble, how as an Indian ஒரு ஜாலாம் உடச்சுண்டு ஒருத்தன் bowling போட அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒரு விக்கெட்டும் எடுத்து then he was to go for a surgery later in the evening, come back to India. எப்படி இருந்தது? How was it, for an Indian and to be seeing a fellow Indian hurt and still giving his all for the country?
Oh yeah, I still remember Antigua இருந்தது, கொஞ்சம் மழையும் இருந்தது. I think that's the first time I could see. I had an opportunity to be in the dressing room where I could see Viv Richards and Sachin Tendulkar talking to each other for almost half an hour.
Okay.
And I went in there to shoot some pictures. Viv said, I don't want anybody there. And Sachin said, no, he is trustworthy, let him be there. So I kept my ears open and I shot with my lens. I think I love those pictures. And unfortunately, after that, the game began and Sachin Kumble got badly injured. And நான் அதுக்கு முதல் நாள்லையும் இல்லை, I think the same morning I was speaking to somebody at the stands. எனக்கு இன்றைக்குமே போனேன்னா ஸ்டாண்டில் உட்காந்தா யாராவது இந்தியன் இருப்பா, நான் ஹலோ சொல்லுவேன், சிரிப்பேன், யாராவது வருவா, என்கிட்ட பேசுவேன். That guy was a dentist.
Okay.
So that guy happened to be a dentist. I said hello to him. நான் பேசினேன், எல்லாம் பேசினேன். When Kumble got injured, I happened to go to the dressing nearby the dressing room and started shooting some pictures. What is the atmosphere? Not necessarily Anil was inside. I was just, then John Wright came outside and said, would anybody know a dentist or something? Then I told John, I know a dentist who's a local dentist and an Indian guy who's not necessarily an Indian guy, or it could be anybody. He wanted a dentist.
Right.
So I told him there is a dentist. I met him there. Can you rush and call him there? Then I went, picked up the gentleman, took him to the dressing room. That's it. He is the guy who actually immediately bandaged
Okay.
Anil, and that's it. That's it. And he came into bowl and eventually he got the wicket of Brian Lara
Brian
as
Lara,
well.
yes. So, and the famous story goes that the umpire David Shepherd told Kumble, you don't have to appeal. You are just kai tukina paro. I understand that is the appeal அப்படின்ட்டு. So, and mother are wonderful characters like no say
Oh, yeah, yeah.
David Shepherd. You must have also interacted
Yes,
with
yes,
Dickie Bird, one
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the legendary umpire. So,
Both of them were very cheerful people. Very cheerful people.
any which country you enjoyed most covering cricket? You were there when Kapil Dev scored that 4 consecutive sixes to save India from the follow-on.
Eddie
And
Hemmings.
Anmadri, yeah, Eddie Hemmings.
Eddie
Anmadri,
Hemmings at Lords.
so many unforgettable moments in Indian cricket. VVK was always there.
Yeah, it's okay. Eddie Hemmings got Kapil hit him for 4 sixes and showed the bat to the pub because previous day some article had appeared or something. They were pretty unhappy with what was published at Sunday Times or something like that. Eventually he got those runs and there are such memories. There are very many memories, I must say that's important. But somehow when it comes to touring or something, I was most comfortable when it came to Australia.
Australia, okay.
Australia, I find the people very friendly, and when you have a deadline which is quite easy. That's about New Zealand is brilliant, but I think Australia people are nice, and you have so many more things. And generally, you go to Australia, it's a longer tour than anywhere else. That's about it. So, and people are genuinely very nice, and you got many Indians, and even the cricketers are very friendly. The groundsmen, you go in there, security. They become friends very easily. You greet them rendu moonu thara namaste sollittu hello chori hi chonaka bus. That's how they are friend, and they recognize people. Anga ennala security people who are doing the job, no, ஒரு தடவை மூஞ்சியை பார்த்தாச்சுன்னா நெக்ஸ்ட் டே அவள் பார்த்தா தே நோ எக்ஸாக்ட்லி நீ அதுதான் உங்கள்கிட்ட கார்டு இருக்குது எல்லாம் இருக்குது. தே டோன்ட் வாண்ட் டு நோ எவ்ரிடே பேக தர இதை காமி அதை காமி இதை காமி ஒன்றுமே தே நோ த ஜாப் ரியலி ப்ரொஃபஷனல். They happily do the job instead of making your jobs take it so seriously that you keep on bothering everybody. That I still remember I used to go to Brisbane, and that guy at the gate for almost every 3 years we used to go to Australia. அவனுக்கு இன்னுமே மூஞ்சியே தெரியும், அவ்வளோதான். நீ பையை தூக்கின்னு இறங்கினாலே he used to help you with your luggage.
ஓகே, எக்ஸலண்ட். ஸோ வந்து விவிகோட பேசிட்டு பெயிண்டே இருக்கலாம். அவருக்கு it will be an endless thing. அவருக்கு நிறைய ஸ்டோரிஸ் இருக்குது சொல்கிறதுக்கு. But then we'll try and do it whenever we get more time. Ipothiki, we just say thank you to VVK for doing this to me.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful listening to you, VVK, as always, and it's a great company to be with you.
Awesome.
So until next time, friends, take care and stay safe.
Enjoy the World Cup, man.
Yeah, thanks. You too, VVK, and sure you know,
Yep.
in the cool confines of your home, in front of TV with all the cold drinks and the eatables.
Yep.
And so let's.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Thanks very much.
Stay safe. Bye.
You take care.